Hey guys, Junkboy here, and welcome to my first YouTube tutorial. This is a graphic tutorial on how to make pushed in text or pressed in text effect. I did this in my update video in the footage in the background, but I mean it's a really beginner's type tutorial, so I guess, you know, what better way to start off with this channel for my first tutorial to do a basic text effect tutorial. So let's get started here. What you're going to need to do is you're going to create a new canvas, and to do that, you're going to go to File, New, and you'll get a few sizes, a few just regular sizes with the templates, and the size that I'm using is 640 by 480, and if you go to Template in the drop box, it'll be the first one, so you can type those in yourself, or you can just obviously use the template. And we're going to be using landscape, not portrait, landscape, and it's in pixels, so it should all be here when you first open up a new one. So, and you'll press OK, and it'll make a new. Since my background color is blue, it changed it to blue. It'll be white when you make it, but you'll get this canvas. And so I already have one here. And if you're wondering how to get this gradient, where it goes from light to dark, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go to your colors and switch your foreground to a light blue and your background to a dark blue, and you're going to need to take your gradient tool or your blend tool and click in the middle and then drag down, holding control to make that straight line. If you don't hold control, it'll be a free line, free drag, I guess you could say. And basically hold control for constrained angles, so just a straight angle, and you'll just stroke down and you'll get the light blue to dark blue effect. And so what we'll do next is we'll go over here to our text tool. You'll click the text tool, and we're going to drag our box. It doesn't have to be that big, just big enough to fit your text in. So I'm just going to go with that. And the font that I'm using is BBOS. Of course, you can use any font. I try to avoid fonts that are kind of like this here. I'll give you guys a few examples of some fonts not to use. Try not to use fonts like this. These are really hard to work with when it comes to doing this kind of effect. So, I mean, I'm sure this would be fine, and, you know, pretty much anything that isn't like this, you know, like, I don't know how to really say it, but kind of, like, it just has a weird, like, there's stuff missing from the text, you know. It has to be like a solid, bold example would be this one right here, which is the text I'll be using. So I just put in Basora kind of for understanding purposes, and just because I have nothing else to put in here. So I'm going to pop this here in towards the middle, towards the side, like I did in the video, my update video. And this is what we should have. If you are not in this area yet of the tutorial, feel free to go back, rewind, and follow the steps again. I feel like I'm going a little too fast. I'll try to slow it down a bit for you guys to follow along a little easier. So what we're going to be doing next is we have our text here. And so what we're going to be doing next is we're going to click on our Basora text layer, go up to Filters, Light and Shadow, and Drop Shadow. Now, opening up the Drop Shadow dock or pop-up window, there will be offset X, offset Y, blur radius, color opacity, yada yada yada. Basically, what you're going to do with this is you're going to change the offset X to, I'm pretty sure it's 1, and offset Y to 2. And then your blur radius is going to go to 2. So it should be 1, 2, 2. And you change your color to a white, and you'll disallow resizing, and you'll put this up to about 60, or no, actually we're going to put that up to 100. So yeah, 100. Just make sure you have these settings. They're not default settings. I'm not sure how you can set these as a default, or if at all they're default, but just make sure you have these settings, and then press OK. There we go. Okay, so this is what we should have at this point. Basically what we're going to do with this is that we're going to lower the opacity on the drop shadow to about 50. 50 looks good. And so, this is what we have now. We have our text layer, drop shadow layer, and our background layer. And this is what we should have at the moment. But moving on, we're going to select our Visora text, and we're going to alpha to selection. Okay, this is where it does get a little trickier. I'm going to try to go a little slower because this does, like I said, gets a lot more trickier, and it doesn't get easy from here on throughout the tutorial. So please follow along as best as your abilities, and hopefully you guys will understand it. You know, if you need to rewind a couple times, feel free to do that as well. But yeah, so like I said, it's tricky, so follow along as the best you can. So next, what we're going to do is you're going to select your Visora layer, and you're going to go to alpha to selection, like I said, and you're going to now create a new layer, same dimensions, everything, and then you're going to go to your layer, go to your fill tool, and you're going to switch your foreground color to black, and then you're going to fill in, make sure you're on this layer, you have to fill in this layer with black. Wait. Oh, sorry, I rewind, sorry, I totally forgot. This is really, really bad that I forgot about this. Go back, and you're going to go to select, invert, sorry about that, and then select your layer. So select, invert, and then select back to your other layer. And now you fill it in. There we go. Sorry about that, you guys. And then what you're going to do is select none. And right now it'll look choppy. You see that? Now it's choppy on the sides here. It's kind of ugly. Yeah, it's not appealing. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to make sure you're still on your layer that you just filled in, and go to filters, blur, Gaussian blur. Now going to Gaussian blur, we're going to edit this, and you can see the preview. You really won't be able to see much in the preview except for it feathering kind of the edges so it doesn't look as choppy, as you can see in the preview. But there's going to be a blur radius option here to change horizontal and vertical settings. So with this, don't change any of the blur methods, keep it pixels, and keep it 5.0, or 5 pixels, and just press OK. It is the default settings, by the way, so no need to go around and change those. So I'm going to lower the opacity a bit on this layer to about 46 to 50, so you can see when you move this layer. And what you should be seeing now is the black. Here, I'll zoom in a bit for you guys to see this. You'll start seeing black as you move the layer around, kind of come into the gray. So basically, we're gonna put it to about, I guess, there. And then, let's zoom out quick. And now we should have this. And so what I'm going to do, or what you're going to do, is you're going to select your Visora text layer, alpha to selection, select invert, and then you're going to go into your layer, and you're going to press delete, select none, and that is how you do your pressed in text effect. Hope you guys enjoyed this. It's a really small tutorial, and it's pretty easy to follow. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reply on the post that I'm going to make with this video. And most of all, if you guys enjoy this tutorial, and subscribe for more.